Hello. So, I got a request to explain how I make what ifs. So, I'm going to make a short guide, very simple to follow. Let's get into it. Alright, here we have the characters tab. These are the characters that you can set to actually use in said what if. If you press R1 or right bumper or whatever button it is on keyboard, you can go over to this, which is the guest characters. And guest characters allow you to essentially use different characters that you wouldn't normally be able to use in a scene. So, for example, I'm using Base Z Goku mode. If I want Super Saiyan Goku in the scene, I can put him in over here. Got that? And you can have up to 8 guest characters. And that's about it. Okay, battle environment. So this is obviously where you pick your map. This is where you also pick the BGM that plays. But these are the rules. And this can turn off transformation, switching, and fusion. And the same can be done for CPU. You can also turn off flying if you want to create another tournament scenario, or if you just feel like having a non-flying battle. Okay, effects. Okay, this is where things get very complicated. So all of these effects, they can easily overlap and cause things to happen when you don't want it to happen. So let me explain everything real quick. No conditions means that the effect can activate instantly. Defeat activates if a specific character is defeated. This will only activate if your character is defeated with the blast one, and vice versa for this and this. This will activate if your HP is higher than the amount you set. This will activate when your HP is lower than the amount you set. This will activate the moment your HP reaches that percentage. This will activate if enough time or higher has elapsed. This will activate if lower than the elapsed time has elapsed. And this will activate the moment a certain amount of time has elapsed. And this will activate when a certain amount of time for battles with a time limit has elapsed. This will activate if you land a hit. This will activate if you block an attack. This will activate if an attack is missed. This can happen if a character is, let's say, Goku. Let's say any of these. This can activate if he's in any of these states. This can activate if Goku is in any of these states. This can activate to do this. It basically just forces a transformation, but I don't suggest that you do it this way. This activates if a character is in a certain form. So, let's say you set it on base Goku. Bam, it activates immediately because you start the battle as base Goku. And let's say you transform into Super Saiyan Goku. Bam, it'll only activate when you're Super Saiyan Goku. This will activate when you switch characters. When you switch out to a different character. So let's say I had Gohan, and I switch out to Gohan, that's when this will activate. This will activate whenever you do any of these. This will activate whenever you land any of these. This will activate if you use an emote. Okay, got that? Alright, now let's get into detail. Let's say I wanted Goku to activate this at 70% HP. Now, let's get into this. This recovers your HP, this recovers your ki, this changes, this loses your HP and ki, this changes your HP and ki to a specific value. This displays text that happens when Goku reaches 70% HP, and it'll always display at the bottom, and it'll display mid-combat. It will not take you out of combat. This will force a character switch, so Goku will be forced to switch out. This will force a transformation, so you can force Goku to transform even when transformations are off. This will force a fusion, which will do the same thing even when fusions are off. This will equip Z items, so you can equip items and they will take effect after Goku reaches 70%. This will remove Z items, so you'll basically debuff them after they reach 70%. Thus guarantees that Kamehameha will hit, thus guarantees that the other attack will hit, thus guarantees that the ultimate will hit. It plays a cutscene. It teleports you to a different part of the map and it plays a cutscene where the attack lands. And you can select the damage output. You can set the damage output however you want. Thus bans moves, so you can ban any of these. Like, you can ban ultimate, so you're not allowed to use ultimate. It'll only trigger when you want it to. This allows the use of moves, so you can unban moves. This bans transformations, and this allows transformations. This changes the CPU's level, and this changes the CPU's strategy type. This changes the battle music that plays. This forces an action. So let's say Goku, it forces you to do this, or, you know, enter sparking. If you force sparking, he will automatically be in sparking. This switches the effects table, which is, I'll explain that in a bit. This triggers an event, which triggers the cutscenes that play. This uses emotes automatically. This adds buffs and debuffs, and this resets the battle timer. Okay, now let's get into the effects table, which is this. This entire thing here is the effects table. So let's say this is effects table A. You can have an effect in that table to switch it over to this table, and vice versa with this table. Okay. Now, let's get into the scene settings. As I've already shown, I have Super Saiyan Goku over here. So let's get into the scene settings. And opening, base, Frieza versus Goku. Oh look, they're on Namek, they're about to fight. Okay, face off. This is Goku versus Frieza. You go over here, bam, look at that. Now Super Saiyan Goku is there, but he's as a guest. And now he's in the cutscene. And here's another important thing to know about the cutscenes. You don't have to specifically choose any cutscenes just to get a scene to play out. Let's say I want Goku to power up because he's angry. I'll just go over here to the poses and I'll go to Gather Key 4. And I play it out. And there we go. He's gathering Ki. Over here, you can change the camera angles. So now it pans around him. Over here, you choose the background music that plays during this cutscene specifically. Over here, you choose the speaker. Thus, I do not like how they structured this, because I would have preferred that they alphabetized this, because none of this is alphabetized. But anyways, let's say I want Goku to say something. I'm speedrunning this, by the way, because this is how fast I normally create my what-ifs. Let's say I want Goku to say whatever it is that Goku says, like, no, not that, I don't want that, I want this. And I wanna make him say something like, we're here to take you down. There we go. And then you can add a little bit of background music. So let's add My Hero. See? Okay, and now for the thumbnail of this shot. Oh yeah, screen effects. It just changes how the screen looks. I don't really like this that much. I've not used this that much. But you can mess around with it. I'm sure there's cool things you can do with that. This is slow motion, and you can slow it down by however much frames you want. Let's say we slow it down at 20 frames. This is how slow it'll be. Like at 20 frames, this is where it'll stop. And this is the thumbnail. And you just press the button if that part of the scene is nice to you, and then that will be the picture. And then we go over here, bam, it's over there. And now that's the scene. Now look, that's our opening. Okay, title screen. Title screen is, you know, it's the title screen. Legendary Super Saiyan, here's the text, here's all the stuff. Super Saiyan, Legendary, let's just Legendary Golden Frieza or whatever. These are all the BGMs. You can play them before you set the scene. So that if you feel like this doesn't fit the episode, you can always go through the other ones. You see, like that one fits. Okay, and thumbnail. The thumbnail will always be the thumbnail of the scenes you've taken. And you can add tags over here to make it easier for players to find it with a specific tag. So let's say I make this a solo battle and story centric. People will find this easier if they search for those tags. And then slide is other thumbnails that you've created using other scenes. And the purpose of slides is to essentially showcase critical parts of your what if. And yeah, that's about it. That's everything that you need to know on how to create a what if. I hope this was helpful.